So it's May 17th, 2021, and I'm opening the pool. And I'll try and capture the important points on that and go over what I've been doing. So let's get started. So on the panel, I have to turn on the 30 amp breaker in the basement and then turn on the panel outlets. You know, they're marked outlet power, pool power, pump power, and this is the panel power. Turn it on. And down here, of course, I have, my programming. I'm just gonna set it up for manual on off. I've put my plugs back in here, and there's one right there. I've turned my valves to the on position. That kind of looks like they're perpendicular to the line, so they'd be off, but actually no. In the pool system, that means they're on, they're open, as is these two. I'm going to change my sand in the filter eventually, but not right now, because I want to clean out the dirty pool water first. I hooked up my waistline. I put my plug in the pool heater here. The gas is still turned off. I made my connections. Well, actually, I didn't make this one yet. I just got screwed on. This one. I did put the plug in, which is down underneath that plug right there. Put that in. And that kind of takes care of the things out here. I took to the parts that were, the plugs and things that were inside. I keep them inside the strainer there. I took that out, put the strainer back together. So we're all good out here. And then walking around to the pool. By the way, I did put the pump in for this, which is underneath this rock right here. Connects by hand. Ran the electrical wire out into the outlet that's over there, and that'll run off the panel power. So take a look at my nice green water. Now when I emptied the pool in the fall, I had it a good foot below that light right there, a good foot below those two drain ports right there and there. So the increase of water is the snow. I've actually had winters where it's actually overflowed and I've had to pump out some. I'm going to be putting my skimmer basket back in. Once I take out my plug right there, I'm going to get my rubber hammer, tap this line back in here. It goes in, it holds the pool liner in, and it pulls out in the winter time. I'm not exactly sure. Contraction from the cold. You see how it's pulled out right there? I'll just tap that back in. It hasn't been a problem. Obviously, I'm going to take off as much of the skunk leaves and stuff as I can with my basket, skim it before I turn the pump on, try and clean out the bottom a little bit with my basket. I'll show you. I have to put the plug, take the plug out of here, take that plug out so the water can circulate. And I can take this plug out. When the pump is running, it sucks water from the main drain, which is down in the bottom of the pool, and it sucks water from the skimmer, which skims off the top pool water. It goes down into the pump, into the filter, gets cleaned up through the heater unit, and then pumps back out into these lines right here, and comes out of that plug and that plug. And that completes the circle of circulation. Once I get this cleaned up and warmed up, I'll go inside and I'll scrub the sides of the pool. I'll scrub my light clean. My light is pretty grody looking, you can tell. And obviously I will scrub clean my stairs. And once I get the thing cleaned out, first off, using this basket here on a pole, I'll scoop out the debris, and then I'll run it across the bottom to pick out the large debris. Obviously, I've taken off the tarp, you know, so that these, which hold the tarps down every, 30 inches or so, have to be screwed back down flush. You screw down, I use a ratchet, a battery operated ratchet, to screw those down even with the concrete, so I'll do that. I put the tarp out here, I dragged it out, I actually undid half of the pool security links around the tarp, rolled it up, pulled it all the way to that end, then I undid those security spring links that hold the tarp on, rolled that onto the concrete, put it in half and in half again, and then pulled it out by hand through the fence, which is not too hard. Then at that point, I hooked it with my ratchets to my lawnmower and drug it out into the grass, where I'll let it air dry. Once it's air dry, I'll take my blower out there, clean it off, fold it up into thirds, half, and then into thirds, and then bind it shut. And I'll put it on that pull cart over there by the raised garden bed, and I will store it in the garage for the summer. So the chemicals that I will be adding will eventually be probably, probably 4 1-pound packages of shock. That's a bleach material, powdered. I'll add that through the skimmer. And then I'll probably add 2 gallons of bleach to the water, and I'll let that run for a couple days. And then I'll test it and then try to bring the pH and alkalinity into normal ranges, which I use with my dip tester, and that's pretty much the scoop. So I'll let you see what it looks like when I'm done in about 4 or 5 days, and it'll look marvelous, darling. I'm also going to pressure clean the deck, which I do every spring after I pull the tarp. So there we go, and I'll talk to you guys later.